Just going to do a quick video on how we store our rooftop tent when we're not using it. So in our shed here we've just got a small cheap electric winch from eBay up on the highest beam. We've had a frame made up which just has a few holes which bolt onto our rooftop tent. So we'll show you how we do it and take you through how we lift it off. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is just remove these 4 bolts. There's one on each corner of the tent. Those 4 bolts are what holds the tent frame onto the roof rack itself. So we'll just take those 4 out now. Okay, so now we've just got to lower the frame down over the rooftop tent. You can see these tabs just here on the frame on the bottom side of the rooftop tent stick up. So we'll just overlap the top frame, lower it down over those and throw some bolts in. Righto, so we'll just winch this up off the car now. It's easiest just to go sort of a small bit at a time and keep a hand on the frame at the same time. And that's it up out of the way. So as you can see, the tent sits a bit to one side. That's just because of the weight in the tent. It's not perfectly even. It's obviously heavier on one end. We've just got one point that connects to the winch hook. It doesn't really worry us though, because even the lowest point of the rooftop from hanging from the winch is still several inches above the awning on the car, so clearance isn't an issue. You can see the open space once the rooftop tent's lifted up. I designed this roof rack this way just to get the tent to actually sit as low as possible inside of the roof rack. So as you can see, the tabs that it actually mounts to are on the lowest side of the tube frame, which gives you an extra inch or so. It doesn't affect the use of the tent at all. It just means these little tabs, you've just got to flick the vinyl cover out of the way, but it's no issue. You can see the frame on the underside of the rooftop tent there. So we've also made up a little H-shaped bar which bolts into these same tabs when we don't have the rooftop tent in on the roof. Just means that we can have a full roof rack that we can use and tie stuff down to. Also keep the extra weight and drag of the rooftop tent off the car when we don't need it for a few weeks. The low side of the tent is still several inches above the awning on the car, which is the highest part of it. The whole process, the only tool you actually need is a 13mm spanner or socket for the way we've done this. I can do this just on my own. It's fairly easy to do with just one person, so that's always a big help when you're trying to get ready for a trip or get home from a trip. The only things probably change about this setup down the line would be to get it sitting a little bit more level, and also if we could sort out lower gearing for the winch, just because when you're lowering it down it can be a bit fast. It's okay when you get used to it, it's just at the start it can be a bit tricky. Okay, so that just gives you a quick idea of how we store our rooftop tent when we're not using it all the time. It's also good just to keep that extra weight and wind drag off the car if there's no need to have it up there. If you've got any questions on this setup or like any more information on it, just put them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.